This is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Our coverage will begin momentarily. Please stand by. This is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Our coverage will begin momentarily. Please stand by. This is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Our coverage will begin momentarily. Please stand by. This is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Our coverage will begin momentarily. Please stand by. This is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Our coverage will begin momentarily. Please stand by.
And good evening, East Alabama to West Georgia, 12:28 a.m. on your Memorial Day Monday. It is 1:28 a.m. over on the eastern side of the time zone. We got big thunder rolling into Central and East Alabama at this hour. Here is the good news, however. No severe thunderstorm warnings. We have been noticing a downward trend in the severity of these storms over the last hour or so. As I zoom out so you can see the entire state of Alabama, you'll notice we had severe thunderstorm warnings coming into central Alabama, and now everything is downgraded to special weather statements. Now, that doesn't mean these aren't going to be strong. It just simply means they are below severe limits. A thunderstorm that is considered severe has wind in excess of 58 miles per hour and 1 inch or larger hail. So these storms are sitting there just below severe limits. So we could still have some meaningful wind and hail with these storms as they move into central Alabama and East Alabama. It's just that we're not seeing any severe weather at the moment. So we'll zoom in a little closer, and you can kind of see there by the direction of the storms. You get kind of a sense of the way they are moving at this hour. And you'll notice that we have some big storms still hanging out there around East Alabama and West Georgia. And then we have that main line that stretches from Anniston down to about Sylacauga that is about to move into East Alabama and West Georgia. So this is what we're dealing with this morning. And we will see this continue for the next several hours. I mean, you'll see that the rain stretches all the way back pretty much to the Mississippi state line. So this is going to be pretty good sleeping weather for some of you here shortly. Once we get that initial line through East Alabama, then it's just going to be rain for several hours. And probably rain will continue right on through about sunrise this morning. And then we're going to have a break in the action, and then we will see more storms develop later on this afternoon. So let's go in. And we'll just start at the top of our coverage area, and then we'll work our way down to the south. The heavy rain there on the south side of Atlanta, all the way back out I-20, and that continues back into Cleburne County, basically along I-20 and north, and then in Calhoun County, Anniston, all the way back up to Jacksonville. We've got heavy rainfall, thunder and lightning, and then from Anniston south down into Talladega, very heavy rainfall into Childersburg, and we have that special weather statement that covers all of Talladega, southwestern Cleburne, down into northern Clay, all the way down to about Ashland. And extreme northwest Randolph is also part of that special weather statement. And then in Randolph County, we have very heavy rainfall from Newell down to about the Ava community, 431 all the way into Wedowee, and from Wedowee to Roanoke on 431 is a complete washout right now. We go in a little bit closer on Wedowee, and you can see that we have the heaviest part of the Randolph County cell now is just to the east of Wedowee, from about the high school out Highway 48 over to just west of New Hope is where the absolute heaviest of this is. And we probably have some hail right there just east of Wedowee on Highway 48. Then as we go a little bit further south in Randolph County, very heavy rainfall at Rock Stand. Then down toward Roanoke, back out Highway 22 to Rock Mills. West side of Roanoke, not seeing a whole lot of activity at the moment, though I expect things to intensify and pick up out there on the west side here in a few moments. Then as you can see, very heavy fall out there around Center Chapel, back down toward Rock Mills. And then in West Georgia, we have some heavy rain there just to the south of Franklin. Another pocket of heavy rain on I-85 between LaGrange and Hogansville. And just scattered showers and thunderstorms all over Georgia. Even the heaviest part right now from Griffin back down to around Concord. And again, that big heavy area of rain from about Bremen to Atlanta down to Forest Park and back toward Palmetto. North Georgia, not a whole lot happening at the moment. As we zoom out, you can see that all the rain is to the west and southwest of northeast Georgia. But again, we've got this entire line to go. It'll move into west or east Alabama and west Georgia over the course of the next couple of hours. But the good news, if you're just joining us, is that we do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings at the moment. So we'll take a look in the chat room for you and see what's happening. We got Kathy in there. Also, Sherry is at the Atlanta Motor Speedway watching us tonight. Sharon's watching from Alexander City. And let's see here. We do have a report that there was some hail in Wedowee. And that has moved on off to the east a little bit there. Ellen's watching in Texas, Georgia. Thundering and lightning in LaGrange. Kim's watching us in Phoenix City. Deborah's watching us in Wedowee. Missy says that she's on pins and needles in Wedowee. I don't think you need to be, Missy. This is not a major deal. Thank you, Sherry. You're welcome, Missy. That's the way we do it around here. I mean, we watch it for you, and if we start getting significant weather, then we will be right back, and we'll go back live. And cover it for you. Typically, our criteria to go live is severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning, some type of warning. But we do have significant weather in the area, so we thought we'd come back in here and at least give you an update, and I'll hang out with you for a little while. So this line of thunderstorms That's the leading edge of it there. Moving in this direction. So you can pick out where you live on the map, and you'll see whether or not that line of storms is moving in your general direction. Now, we also have this stuff down here in Randolph County. That is out in front of the line of thunderstorms. This is what's left over from that mesoscale convective system that moved into North Georgia hours ago. Actually, the outflow boundary from that complex of thunderstorms has just been hanging out right here in East Alabama and West Georgia for the last several hours. We have a front that is positioned something like so. And all of these storms in East Alabama and West Georgia have kind of been hanging out there right along that stalled out front. There's the front. It's kind of hard to see. But if you look real close, you'll see a pink line right there. And that's the front. What'd you say, old man barbecue? It is kind of hard to see comments and work the radar at the same time. So if you say something that's really important, that you really think I need to see, wait until I tell you I'm looking at the chat room before you post it. Otherwise, I may miss it. Let me scroll back up and see what old man barbecue had to say. Honolulu. Old man barbecue watching us from Honolulu. What is it, like 10 o'clock in the morning out there? No, actually, yeah, you guys are, I don't know, what is it, 5 hours? Oh, I'm sorry if you're moving from Honolulu back to North Alabama soon. I'm just picking at you. That's pretty cool. I guess it's like, what, 72 and beautiful sunny skies in Honolulu right now? I'll bet it was a beautiful sunset. So if you're just joining us, you're looking at a mess across central Alabama, East Alabama, and West Georgia. But the good message here for you is that we have no severe weather. All of the advisories from the Weather Service are special weather statements. The storm motion is east at 29 miles per hour with maximum wind gust of 50 miles per hour. There was a question in the chat room about the wind, and so that's what you got. Motion is at 29 miles per hour, and maximum wind gusts are at 50 miles per hour. So that's about 8 miles per hour below severe limits. The hail, I don't see a tremendous amount of hail in this complex of storms. We got one hail marker, and that's giving us only about a 10% chance of half-inch hail, which is pretty small. I got a hail marker in Randolph, and that is giving us a 70% chance of about half-inch hail. And that's going to be in that cell that's out there east of Wedowee. And we've already had one confirmed report that we did have some small hail in Wedowee earlier. So that all clarifies very well. Craigford, Alabama in the house. We have Franklin, Georgia. Hey, Anita. Jared's watching us in LaGrange. And Ellen's watching us in Noonan. Again, most of the rain in Randolph is north of Roanoke at the moment. All quiet over on the west side, the east side, and the north side. You got to get up there to about, just south of Rock Stand before you start getting into the rain. And that complex is moving east. And more's coming at you out of Clay County. Fort Smith, Arkansas. Y'all trying to get me to branch out, aren't you? Let's see here. You can kind of see what's going on. This Fort Smith's up there on I-40. South of Fayetteville, and you got storms that stretch from about Fort Smith all the way back into southern Oklahoma, and it looks like all of that stuff is moving in your general direction. I do see a severe thunderstorm watch. I don't think Fort Smith is involved in the watch, but just over the state line in Oklahoma, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch, though I don't see any thunderstorm warnings. Looks like everything is special weather statement and flash flood warnings. Got to go back into northern Texas before I see any severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, taking a look at the big picture across Alabama and Mississippi, inside the orange flashing line, if you live inside of that area, you are under a severe thunderstorm watch, which is valid until 3 a.m., which is only about 15 more minutes. I'm sorry, about 2 hours and 15 minutes. And they are trimming North Alabama out of this thing as this line moves to the east and southeast. So like Birmingham now has been cleared from the severe thunderstorm watch. So just as soon as this line, the initial part of the line, and I'm talking about this line over here, as soon as that darkish red part of this line clears where you live, then your severe weather threat will have pretty much ended. And this is all moving in this direction. All this stuff back behind that white line is just heavy rainfall. And it's rain-cooled atmosphere back here, so no threat of severe weather on the backside of that line. So if you're in Randolph, Clay, Tallapoosa, Coosa, Elmore, Lee, Chambers, and in all of West Georgia, this line has not cleared your area yet. It's just now working into the western part of East Alabama. You're welcome, Paula. Not sure what the question was, but I answered it. All right, if you're in southern Clay County, we just got some scattered stuff here. The main line is back up to the north from about Delta, maybe up in Cleburne County from Heflin down to Shulafini, back down to Chehaw, Delta, and then down to around Lineville and Ashland. Back to the west is where the heaviest weather is, and all of that's moving east. So you folks in Wadley, Dickert, Almond, Malone, Roanoke, you've got heavy rain to the north of you right now, but you've got more coming from the west. And there's some gusty winds and maybe some small hail involved in that as well. Strong winds in New Hope, okay? Christy's asking the question, do I have any idea when this will be past Woodland? You got a ways to go. This is not going to be over in the next 30 minutes. You got this entire line back here that's got to clear before the thunder stops. And then you got rain really all the way back to about Tuscaloosa, and maybe even more rain back in Mississippi. So before the rain completely stops, probably sunrise or maybe even 7 or 8 o'clock this morning before we completely get all of this out of here. And then we're probably looking at 4 or 5 hours of dry, and then we'll go through this again this afternoon into tonight. So the severe threat will return again late this afternoon into tonight. Now, I don't know that we're going to see as much this afternoon and tonight as we're seeing right now, because the atmosphere is getting raked over pretty good. We'll just have to see how much sunlight we get throughout the day today as to whether or not the atmosphere can rebound from this. All right, you're going to have to tell me where Draketown is. That's a new one on me. Haralson County? I'm assuming Haralson County. Paulding County. Oh, we got a what about? Michaela's asking, what about Milbrook? Welcome to the What About Club. What about Milbrook? You got a nasty line of storms coming out of Watauga County. Just north of Prattville is where the cutoff is on that line, and it is moving toward Milbrook, but you're under a special weather statement. Nothing severe. You may have some gusty winds around 50 miles per hour and some small hail as this line of storm just crossing over I-65 right now, so it's knocking on your door over there in Milbrook. Some of you may not know this, but I was born and raised in Prattville, Alabama. So, hey, Milbrook, I know right where you are. It's been a good bit of my childhood hanging out in Milbrook, Alabama. And if you think there's nothing there now, you should have seen it back then. Same with Prattville. Most exciting thing to do was to sit in the parking lot of Dairy Queen and watch red light change there at Main Street and 31. And we did a lot of that. Cassie, I think what you see is what you get when it gets in the valley. I don't think it'll be any stronger than it is right now. And everything is below severe limits. So this is not going to be a major severe weather outbreak, I don't think, for any location across central Alabama, east Alabama, or west Georgia. Slap out Alabama in the hood. Good morning, Olivia. Olivia's up here in Slap out Alabama. And you'll see that big, strong line of storms coming out of Watauga and Chilton that's about to move into Elmore County. You're welcome, Cassidy. Shinbone Valley in the house. And y'all, just if sometimes if I go quiet on you, I am looking at different sources of information. So sometimes it's kind of hard for me to multitask. I get distracted. So sometimes I go quiet for a few minutes. But don't adjust your audio. Nothing's wrong. Yes, this line of storms will move through Tallapoosa County. Good morning, Opelika. If you're just joining us, we're watching a line of thunderstorms move through Alabama. Leading edge of this moving into central Coosa County, moving into Elmore County. And it's kind of got an odd shape to it. This is your line of thunderstorms. And we're moving in this direction. And it's moving at about 30 miles per hour, 25 to 30 miles per hour. So it's going to take a minute for it to get all the way out of our coverage area. And we pretty much this is pretty much our coverage area right here. I mean, we get all of Lee County, so maybe it's more like that. Let me do that again. I don't like that. Let me do that again. Let me be for real this time. Now, that's our coverage area. And, you know, we always watch what's going on over here in West Alabama because that's where our weather comes from. Then we'll pay attention to North Alabama if we have life-threatening weather up there. I've even stayed on for tornado-producing storms over in central Georgia, certainly up in North Georgia. But for the most part, all those counties inside of that yellow, inside of that white, is where we focus most of our attention. Now, down here in central Alabama, Montgomery, Prattville, Clanton, Selma, we pay attention to those counties as well. Raining cats and dogs between Napoleon and Rocky Branch. Hey, Michael, down in Dallas County, you got a strong storm moving through, but nothing of great significance. The only part of the line now that we have a special weather statement on is that part down there in Prattville or just north of Prattville in Autauga County back up into Elmore and up into Coosa. There could be some significant wind right there. Look at the velocity on this. Yeah, you can see some 40-mile-per-hour winds. And that's at 3, 4, 5,000 feet. So I wouldn't expect that 40 to be at the ground unless we have extremely heavy rainfall right there. Sometimes that can push it to the ground. But there's absolutely no indications of any rotation or tornadic type rotation. All thunderstorms what? All thunderstorms rotate. That's what makes them a thunderstorm. All right, so that special weather statement we did have in effect for Talladega, Clay, Cleburne, and Northern Randolph has expired, and the Weather Service has not reissued on that. So that's a good sign. Thank you, Maureen. Gabrielle, I think you're perfectly fine to go to bed. This is not going to be a significant severe weather outbreak. I mean, we're going to have thunder, you're going to have lightning, there's going to be gusty winds, there's certainly going to be very heavy rainfall, and there may also be some small hail involved in some of this. But this is not going to be like a significant tornado severe weather outbreak. Hey, Carol. No, I don't think things are going to get too bad. I mean, you're going to have thunderstorms, but we're not looking, like I just said, we're not looking at a significant severe weather outbreak here. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to leave the feed up. I'm going to put it in motion. Put the radar in motion for you. And I'm going to, hold on. We just got. All right, that's a new special weather statement. And that is going to be for central and eastern Coosa, western Tallapoosa, including Alexander City, Dadeville, Jackson Gap, all the way down to about Camp Hill. And then in Elmore County, that will include the rest of Elmore County, Wetumpka, Reeltown, Kalijah, Lake Martin. A lot of folks camping, a lot of folks in campers and tents. And this is some strong wind, probably looking at about 50-mile-per-hour winds that are headed directly for Lake Martin. So if you know someone who's camping there on Lake Martin, you need to call them and give them a heads up. Same thing for Lake Jordan. Give them a heads up because that could be dangerous. If they're in a camper or a tent, they probably need to seek out shelter in a bathhouse or a sturdy structure until this line of storms passes. All right, so now I'm going to put it in motion. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to leave the radar up, and I'll be back with you in just a few moments here on Dr. Don's Weather.
You're watching live severe weather on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair.
And welcome back, East Alabama and West Georgia, 1:18 a.m. on the central side of the time zone. It is 2:18 a.m. here in the great state of Georgia, and we are looking at a strong thunderstorm moving across portions of East Alabama. We have thunderstorms up in Cleburne, Randolph, over into Hurd and Troup County, and then we have heavy, strong thunderstorms up there in Cleburne, back into Clay and Talladega. But at the moment, the strongest thunderstorm is this one, and it is headed toward Alexander City. This is below severe limits, but just barely. You'll notice this thing is bowing out a bit, which means that there is definitely some wind in this storm. And this one is moving a little bit to the north of due east, moving in this direction. So if you are in places like Alexander City, Goodwater, New Site, Alexander City, Dadeville, Eclectic, anywhere on Lake Martin, this poses a danger, especially for you folks who are outside. If you're outside, a lot of folks on the lake, look at there. I mean, there's Lake Martin, and this thing is about 15 miles to your west, and it is going to move over the entire Lake Martin area. And there's going to be some pretty gusty winds with this storm. So if you know anybody that is camping on Lake Martin, call them on their phone. Wake them up. They need to know that this line of thunderstorms is about to move directly over Lake Martin. We're talking from the south end to the north end. You got to get the word out there to them. Be a hero this morning. Call them, wake them up. I mean, this is wake up weather, especially if you're in a camper or a tent. You need to know this is coming in your direction, because if you're camping, you know, there are tall pine trees all over Lake Martin, and it never fails. Every time we have a significant weather event, I always see photographs of trees on campers, and that's just dangerous. You don't need to be in a camper or in a tent in this type of weather. You need to go to the bathhouse or to a steady structure until this storm passes over. We're looking at 40 mile per hour winds with this storm, and it's moving to the east at 40 miles per hour. Strong thunderstorms will impact northeastern Elmore, Tallapoosa, eastern Coosa, and southeastern Clay County through 1:45 a.m. And this was at about 15 minutes ago at 1:05. Doppler radar was tracking a strong thunderstorm along a line extending from near Weguffka to Pentonville to near Jordan Lake. Movement was to the east at 40 miles per hour. The hazard with this storm is 40 mile per hour winds and possibly some small pea-sized hail. We got a couple of hail markers on this storm, but the big threat here is going to be that 40 mile per hour wind. Now, 40 mile per hour wind can certainly bring down trees. So we gotta get these folks out of these campers and tents here on Lake Martin, because this is about to move directly overhead. Good morning, Cecilia. Very heavy rainfall from Carrollton all the way back through Ranburne, down into northwestern Randolph County, into Ashland, Lineville, Sylacauga, and then we have the part of the storm that the Weather Service has issued a special weather statement for, and that stretches from about Sylacauga down to Alexander City, down to Eclectic. Roanoke is getting some rain now, especially on the northwest side of Roanoke, and rain should be picking up out there on the west side also. From Crystal Lake all the way down to Roanoke, back up to Friendship, and out to about Dickert on Highway 22. You've got moderate rain, and then the red there would be where we see the heaviest rain showers. And then up in the northwest corner of the county, more heavy rainfall from Wedowee all the way up into Cleburne County and then back into Clay County. Well, you should have storms in Roanoke right now. This line of storms is moving at about 40 miles per hour, so you're about 45 minutes away if it makes it up into Roanoke. Roanoke, I think, will be right on the northern end of this. That stuff you see over in Hollins is probably what would end up moving through Roanoke in about 30 to 40 minutes. Well, thank you, Yvonne. I'm glad to be here. One thing of note, we have seen some cancellations from the severe thunderstorm watch. Calhoun County has, let's see, Calhoun and okay, so the National Weather Service has canceled severe thunderstorm watch number 328 for the following areas. In Alabama, 21 counties. In central Alabama, Autauga, Barber, Bullock, Calhoun, Chambers, Chilton, Clay, Cleburne, Coosa, Dallas, Elmore, Lee, Lowndes, Macon, Montgomery, Pike, Randolph, Russell, Shelby, Talladega, and Tallapoosa. So the severe thunderstorm watch has been canceled. That was in effect. I'll zoom out. They're right there. They canceled it at 1:16 a.m. So the watch that was in effect for all of East Alabama has been canceled. That's a good sign. That means the Weather Service does not anticipate, not only did they cancel it, they canceled it early with this line of storms moving into East Alabama. So that tells me that the Weather Service does not anticipate this thing going severe. Could there be one or two severe thunderstorm warnings? Yes, there could be. But overall, we're not looking at severe weather here. So as soon as we lose this special weather statement, then we will wrap things up this morning. But I want to concentrate on this because of where it is and the area that it's moving over. It's moving right over Lake Martin. And there's enough wind in here at about 40 miles per hour to cause some problems. This thing's moving over Lake Martin as we speak. Uh-oh, Marie. Welcome to the What About Club. Marie Baker, the latest member of the Dr. Don What About Club. Good morning, Marie. What about Lineville, she says. What about Lineville? Well, Lineville is in Clay County. There you are. That's Lineville. You got a bunch of heavy rain. That's about it. The leading edge of the front now moving to just to the east of Lineville and Ashland. And the Weather Service has just canceled the severe thunderstorm watch. So severe weather is not anticipated in Lineville. So the main reason we're here is because of this blue box you see that's covering Tallapoosa up into Clay County and then back into Coosa, though the worst part of this is pretty much out of Coosa, with the exception of the extreme northeastern section up there around Goodwater. Could be a little bit of hail right here. And maybe some more hail down on the south end of this. They'll probably move just a little bit north of Tallahassee. But my main concern with this is right along this Boeing section of the line of storms as it moves over Lake Martin. Dadeville, Jackson Gap heads up. This is headed directly for you. But if you're inside of a steady structure, nothing to be concerned about here. This storm is below severe limits. I'm just concerned about anybody that may be outside camping. And other than that, we don't have anything of any great significance across East Alabama or West Georgia at this hour. I'm going to stay with you, Sharon, until we lose that special weather statement. Christy, you're at Wind Creek State Park. This thing should be right on top of you. And you do not need to be in a camper or a tent. It's just not safe. I mean, if the gust front's already past you, then it's already past you. And I think it probably is past Wind Creek. Here's Wind Creek right here. So the part of the line that would be containing the heaviest wind has probably already passed you. But when you go camping, you got to know what's going on. You got to get out of campers and tents. Even under a special weather statement, it's not safe to stay in a camper or a tent. You need to go to the bathhouse. But if you're at Wind Creek, the worst part of it has probably passed you. Yeah, look at that. We've got some 58 mile, 59, 60 mile, 61. So, Christy, you may not have felt it just yet. I'm looking at some 50 and 60 mile per hour winds here. Now, this is at about 3,000 feet in the atmosphere, so I'm not saying it's going to be that strong on the ground because that would require a severe thunderstorm warning, and the Weather Service just hasn't done that. So I'm going to trust that they know what they're looking at. But nonetheless, if you're over here on Lake Martin, you really need to be paying attention to this. That's where your heaviest wind is, right there, where you see those bright pinks and reds. And this is moving to the east. It's coming right at you, Jackson Gap and Dadeville. You've got 40 to 50 mile per hour winds coming into Jackson Gap. All right, so Emily's given us a report at the Hillaby Creek area between Alexander City and New Site. She says it's pretty rough there. You definitely got some wind. Folks, if you're going to go camping this time of year, you got to have a NOAA weather radio. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're putting yourself in a very dangerous situation. You got to be situationally aware. You got to know what's going on. You have to have a plan to go somewhere safe. And the best advice I can give you is to have a NOAA weather radio. The next time you go camping, do not leave in that camper without a NOAA weather radio, and program it for the county you're going to be camping in, so that if this happens, you've got time to go somewhere and be safe. What's happening is this weather's moving into the Wind Creek area, to Lake Martin, and people are camping, and they're hearing it, and they're waking up, and it's on top of you, and you don't have time to evacuate and go somewhere safe. A camper or a tent is not a safe place to be during this kind of weather. It's just not. And this is putting yourself in a very dangerous situation unneedly. I mean, you got to have situational awareness. We've been saying for the last 3 days that we were going to have the potential for strong thunderstorms during the overnight tonight, and here we are. It's happening. Yeah, nothing's going on with the Wedowee except some heavy rain. I guarantee you, folks, here's how this works. I talk about the area where the most dangerous weather is. If I'm not calling the name of your town, you have nothing to worry about. The Weather Service has canceled the severe thunderstorm watch, which was in effect for all of East Alabama. and central Alabama. So we don't anticipate significant severe weather. But, down here we have a very strong thunderstorm, and it's moving right over one of the largest lakes in the state of Alabama, and it's Memorial Day weekend, and there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of people camping out here on Lake Martin. And this 40 to 50 mile per hour wind is moving right through that area. Now Kevin's reporting strong winds at Jackson Gap. And there's your wind field. It's from Kalijah back up to south of Alexander City and just moving into Dadeville. You see that bright pink right there? That's where the heaviest wind is taking place. Right on top of Lake Martin. Goodwater, you're on the extreme northern edge of the wind up there. You're probably not feeling that much wind up at Goodwater. This is where the heavy wind is. And it's moving like so. Again, this is below severe limits, and the only real danger this poses are for those who are outdoors. If you're outdoors camping, that's where I would be concerned about this. If you're inside a steady structure and you're in the path of this, I wouldn't be that concerned. I mean, this is a special weather statement. It is not a severe thunderstorm warning. Hey, Ronald Dewberry, good to see you. Ronald and I have spent many hours back in the day during severe weather events and snow weather events. That was back in the radio days in Roanoke, Alabama. And let me zoom all the way back out and kind of give you a big shot of the overall picture here. Really, this rain band stretches from just north of center Alabama back down into East Alabama to Montgomery, and then back off to around Hattiesburg. All of this is moving to the east. So if you're in West Georgia and you don't have anything going on right now, just hang in there. Your turn's coming. But overall, this complex of storms is in a weakening phase. Just 30 minutes ago, maybe 45 minutes ago, we had a big area of Alabama under a severe thunderstorm watch, and it was not supposed to expire until 3 a.m., but the Weather Service has already canceled the severe thunderstorm watch. So that tells me that widespread severe weather, not likely. And so the Weather Service has canceled the watch. And now, really, the only thing we're watching is this one thunderstorm that's moving through central Tallapoosa County. And the Weather Service has issued a special weather statement for 40-mile-per-hour winds with this storm. And we have a new advisory coming in. And this is going to be a special weather statement. Strong thunderstorms will impact southern Randolph, northwestern Lee, northeastern Tallapoosa, and Chambers County through 2:45 a.m. At 1:42 a.m., Doppler radar was tracking strong thunderstorms along a line extending from Goldville to near southern Lake Martin. Movement is to the east at 45 miles per hour. The hazard with this storm is wind gust up to 50 miles per hour. So they have increased the wind gust on this. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. So this storm is only about 8 miles per hour below severe limits. So this is a higher end special weather statement from the National Weather Service, just below severe limits. And this is going to move. You'll see the new special weather statement box populate here in just a minute. Oh, wow, that was special. There it is. And so this gets extreme southern Randolph. We're talking from Roanoke south. This does not include places like Roxton, Wedowee, Woodland. You've got an ongoing thunderstorm up there right now that's below severe limits. And then we have this stuff coming in from the west that is going to just barely scrape the southern end of Randolph County. We're talking from Wadley over to Dickert to Roanoke to Rock Mills south on this special weather statement. And then I think it will be the strongest in Chambers County. A lot of folks watching us this morning here in Chambers County. So let me just kind of call out some locations here. We're talking 5 Points. We are talking Buffalo, Pennon, Abanda, down to Lafayette, and then on into the southern part of the county. So this is where the wind is. And this thing's beginning to look a little ragged. But nonetheless, we still have that bow look to it, where the line just kind of bows out right there. And so that is going to move right into Chambers County, just like so. And the wind, the 40 to 50 mile per hour wind, will be right there along where I've drawn that white line. And it's still very, very well defined on radar. That's where the heaviest wind is. And I think you'll see wind even up here in Randolph County and across the entire Chambers County area. But the areas that stand the best chance of seeing 40 to 50 mile per hour winds are going to be in this area. So it actually gets maybe extreme northern Lee County all the way up to about Buffalo is where I would expect the heaviest wind to be. Evan, that's what we're looking at. This is the line that stretches from Goldville to Lake Martin. Right there. There's Goldville. And it's actually past Lake Martin now. So if I noticed somebody said they were in the bathhouse at Wind Creek, you're safe to go back to your camper now. The wind, the heaviest part of the wind, well, hang on a second. Let me... Yeah, the significant wind. All right, so this is Lake Martin right here, and the significant wind has now moved on off to the east. Dadeville, just north of Dadeville. That we got some really strong wind right there. So if you're at Lake Martin and the wind has died down from what it was, I think you're safe to go back to your camper now. Christy, y'all were a little bit behind the game on that one. That's why you got to have a NOAA weather radio. I mean, it's imperative. If you're going to be camping in the South this time of year during severe weather season, you got to have a NOAA weather radio. And look, here's the cool piece. I'm going to be giving some away Saturday at Boondocks in Wedowee. So I hope that you guys will come by and register for a NOAA weather radio. We'll be broadcasting live from about 11 a.m. through about 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon at Boondocks in Wedowee, Alabama. It'll be our second annual hurricane party. Hope you'll come have a good time with us. And going back over to the reflectivity, again, you can see what's happening across East Alabama and what's not happening across West Georgia at the moment, but this line is moving in your general direction. We got a broad rotating thunderstorm up here in Randolph County. This is going to be between Wedowee and Crystal Lake, just east of 431. Now, that's very, very broad rotation. That is exactly what you would expect to find in a thunderstorm. That is not an indication of a tornado. That's just confirming that we do have a thunderstorm setting up here in Randolph County, and you can see it between Wedowee and just north of Crystal Lake right there. That's the heaviest part of that storm in Randolph County. Kevin, I'll be at Boondocks in Wedowee, Alabama, this coming Saturday, May 31st. Charlie, you said lightning's popping everywhere. Where are you? When you guys post weather at your location, always post the name of the town or the closest community, so I'll know where you're posting from. And I know that some of you are regulars and you expect me to remember exactly where you live. and if we had 3 or 4 of you in here, there's no question I could do that. But we typically have hundreds and sometimes thousands of people in the chat room, and it's really hard to keep up with where everybody's at. So always post the name of your community or town, or at least the county you live in, and then whatever the weather is that you're experiencing. So I'll know where you are. And let's go back in on this storm in eastern Tallapoosa County. This thing's maybe has intensified a little bit. I mean, look at that. That thing's really bowing out right there. So I'm inclined to believe the winds are maybe growing even a little bit stronger. Wouldn't be surprised if the Weather Service don't go with a severe thunderstorm warning here, it is right on the verge of going back to severe status. That is a mesoscale detection. That's telling us this storm is rotating, which again is normal. All thunderstorms rotate. It's also giving me a tornado vortex signature. But again, you have to look at multiple different things. You can't look at just one. And I don't see anything on the velocity there that suggests that we have a tornado. The strongest part of this may be up there between Buxton and New Site. Yeah, things should be getting better in Dadeville. We definitely have some wind shear between New Site and Buxton. Got a hail marker there now, too. I'm just looking in the National Weather Service chat room. They're not saying anything about it. Wadley, I'd wait just a few more minutes. I mean, you're not under a severe thunderstorm warning. You're not under any kind of watch. You're under a special weather statement. So it really depends on your level of anxiety as to whether you can go to bed or not up there in Wadley. I think the worst part of this, the reason why you're under a special weather statement is going to slip just a little bit south of you. But it's below severe limits. Yeah, that line's coming through Buxton as we speak, Charlie. Good night, Ellen. Enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend over there on Still Waters. But I'm going to tell you something. Y'all going to cause me to get on my soapbox. If you're camping, because we may go through this again tomorrow afternoon. If you're going to be camping tomorrow afternoon, a lot of folks will pack up and go home in the morning, or later on today, I should say. But if you're going to be camping Monday afternoon into Monday night into Tuesday, spend part of your Memorial Day going to the closest big box store and get a NOAA weather radio. Put it in that camper. And then whenever you go camping, you want to program it for the county that you're going to be staying in and one county to the west and southwest of the county that you're going to be camping in. So you guys don't get caught like this ever again. At least you'll have, enough of a heads up when these storms roll through during the nighttime hours. Don't put yourself in these situations. If you're going to go camping, that's great. I love to camp myself, but be weather aware. Know what's going on around you so that you don't unnecessarily put yourself in a very dangerous situation. Let's go back up to Randolph. This thing looks like it's ramping up again, too. And this is going to be south of Woodland, from Woodland down to about Roxton and over to around Potash. A couple little pockets in there where we probably have some hail taking place. That's Randolph County, Chance. That circle right there is between Woodland and Roxton. And we've been talking about Tallapoosa and Chambers, and you know that Randolph is just north of Tallapoosa and Chambers. Randolph is just north of Chambers. So you got Randolph right here, you got Clay right there, Tallapoosa, and Chambers. Everybody should be able to glance at a map and know where that's at. That's all part of being weather aware and situationally aware of your surroundings. Everybody needs to be able to read a map. It's imperative when it comes to weather. You got to know where you are on a map. You got to understand that most of the time weather moves from west to east. Sometimes it's northwest to southeast, sometimes it's southwest to northeast, but generally speaking, weather moves from west to east. If you can pick yourself out on a map, and then when we go live to cover severe weather, you can look and see where the heaviest weather is, and then you can determine whether this weather is moving in your direction or not. That's all part of being situationally aware, and it's all part of taking self-responsibility and keeping yourself and your family safe. You can't just wait on an app on your phone or for Dr. Don to tell you to take cover. You got to understand how this stuff works, and we explain it all the time. That's part of what we do. This is not just weather service for East Alabama and West Georgia. I try to educate folks because it's really not that difficult. It looks intimidating, but it's not that hard to understand, and there's nothing magical about what I'm able to do. I just want to make sure that everybody else understands how to look at a radar and determine where the severe weather is at and whether or not it's going to affect them. That could save your life one day. So it's very well worth taking time to learn, and it's not hard to do. I mean, all a radar shows you is rain intensity, really. Greens are very light rain. Red and pink is as heavy as it gets, and the yellows are in between. Now, we can take that data, depending on the way the rain droplets are moving within the storm, and determine whether or not we have tornadoes sometimes or whether we have significant wind. So it's really not that hard to understand. And I'll tell you that we have a strong thunderstorm moving across the Tallapoosa County line into Chambers County right there. And it's not bowing quite as much as it was earlier. And it's moving in this general direction. I think the worst of it will stay just south of Roanoke. I think it'll stay just south of the Randolph County, Chambers County line, probably from about Stroud all the way into extreme northern Lee is where the heaviest part of the line will move through. Thanks for that report, Evan. He says that just heavy rain now in Hackneyville. Power's flickered a time or two. No, Evan, there's no severe weather in Wedowee. We have a very heavy thunderstorm. That's another thing, folks. You can look at the radar and tell that we don't have any severe weather because there are no counties outlined in yellow or red. All we have is these two counties that are outlined in blue. Blue is special weather statement. That's for storms that are below severe limits but are significant. And then you have the yellow or orange, which is for severe thunderstorm warnings. And then you have red, which is tornado warning. So you can look at this and tell there's no severe weather in Wedowee simply because there are no weather statements for Randolph County. There's nothing has been issued up here. We do have a heavy cell that's setting off to the east over around Napoleon, maybe down to around High Shoals. That would be east of Wedowee that maybe has a little hail in there, but nothing severe for Wedowee. Nothing severe anywhere. We just have that one special weather statement for Chambers and eastern Tallapoosa County. You can all go to bed. We don't have anything severe. Calming down in Budston. Good report, Charlie. Thank you. So Missy is in a camper in Wedowee. Again, I don't have anything severe in Wedowee. You've got some heavy pockets of very heavy rainfall and maybe some hail east of Wedowee. But if you're camping, I'm assuming you're on Lake Wedowee. Or maybe you're in a camper in Wedowee. Either way, I think you're safe to go back to your camper. Scott says it's eased up a bit in Daviston. Good night, Evan. All right, quick break time. I'm going to leave the feed up. I'll put it in motion. And I'll be right back. Y'all stay with us. Our severe weather coverage continues on Dr. Don's Weather.
You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, this is live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. You're watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's currently taking a break and will return shortly. While he's away, consider supporting Dr. Don's Weather by clicking on the link posted by Restream here in the chat room. Subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on Facebook and YouTube. And don't forget your Thunder Buddy t-shirt on our weather store. Dr. Don's Weather is brought to you in part by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair.
And good morning, East Alabama to West Georgia. Dr. Don back in here with you. It's 2:17 a.m. Central, 3:17 a.m. Eastern on your Memorial Day Monday morning. And we are watching some strong thunderstorms move across East Alabama and West Georgia. And I apologize. The radar went a little wonky there, a couple of frames. But that's what we're looking at right now. We have one special weather statement, only one, across the entire area. And that is going to be primarily now for Chambers County. Though you folks down here in Camp Hill, it's about to move into your area. And you'll see it's bowing out there a little bit in the middle of the line. So we've got some winds gusting around 40 miles per hour. And I think we just lost the Birmingham radar. So let me switch this over to Atlanta. And we'll get an update. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. That's more current. So the main line crossing over 431 now. So pretty stormy in Lafayette. And this thing still has a little bit of a bow to it right there. Doesn't look quite as significant as it did. And we're moving in this general direction. Up here in Randolph County, we've still got heavy rain right around Roanoke and some heavy rain over in the southwestern corner of the county. But the severe weather threat has pretty much ended now for Clay County and all of the counties to the north, Cleburne, Calhoun, back into Talladega. Of course, the National Weather Service canceled the severe thunderstorm warning over an hour ago. But we're still watching some strong thunderstorms move through Chambers County, about to move into West Georgia. And we have a new special weather statement that's just been issued, and this includes Chambers. It also gets into Georgia now. It includes a very small sliver of southern Heard County, pretty much all of Troup and northern Harris, and also parts of western Meriwether County. And that's a special weather statement for this line of thunderstorms back over in central Chambers County that's moving off to the east. And this also gets now they've issued a new one. So this also gets Lee County. So the second one that was just issued, strong thunderstorms will impact Lee, northeastern Bullock, Macon, and Russell counties through 3:15 this morning. And again, we have that special weather statement that gets Troup County, extreme southern Heard, western Meriwether, and northern Harris County. Again, these are special weather statements. This is not severe stuff here, folks. These storms are below severe limits, and we're probably going to carry this thing to about 2:30 Central, about 3:30 Eastern, and then we're going to wrap things up as these storms have dropped below severe limits as they move across East Alabama and about to move into West Georgia. So we'll hang with you for about another 8 or 9 minutes or so. Hey, Remy, don't be freaking out. This is not severe stuff. It's going to sound like it. Maybe it looks like it, but right now we have no severe thunderstorm warnings, no tornado warnings, no watches, just a couple of special weather statements. As this stuff moves into western sections of Lee County, Remy's up here at Beans Mill. And we do have some heavier storms up over around Aubrey or just north of Auburn that'll probably move through the Beans Mill area. But again, these storms are below severe limits. Good night, Pennon. Yeah, you've got one little bitty line moving through Wadley, Corinth, and stretching over to around Dickard that's moving through. But again, it's below severe limits. Gabrielle, yes, I think it's safe to go to bed. I mean, it depends on your level of tolerance as to whether you can sleep through thunder and lightning. But we're not looking at, we don't have any tornadoes out there. We don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings at the moment. And I would not expect there to be any severe thunderstorm warnings. These storms are below severe limits. Oh, Remy, you go to show me the crying smiley faces and the praying hands. You know good and well I'm not going to leave you. Yeah, we dower, you're good. Go to bed. Tree down on County Road 82 in Randolph County. When will it pass through Beauregard? Within the next 15 minutes. There's the line. And here's Beauregard. So it's knocking on your door. Yes, Alexander City. You can definitely go to bed. Alexander City, Dadeville, Jackson Gap, Tallahassee, Wetumpka, Rockford, Kellyton, Clay County, Ashland, Lineville, Wedowee. From Wedowee north in Randolph, you can go to bed. And everywhere can go to bed if you don't have extreme weather anxiety. If you have weather anxiety and you're along that line or in front of that line, then you can hang with me as long as I stay with it. Remy has begged me to stay with her until we get through Beans Mill, so. Might as well. Heck, I've been up all night anyway. Gabrielle, they're moving to the east at around 40 miles an hour. So, I think within the next 30 to 40 minutes, most of them will be pretty much out of East Alabama. There's a look at campus at Auburn University there at Toomer's Corner. You can see that the rain has started falling there. But, the wind doesn't look that bad. But no question, we got some pretty heavy rain. I just saw a flash of lightning, too. And wind shaking the camera a little bit. So it's gusty. We'll call it gusty. How about that? It's gusty in Auburn. Beans Mill is over in the northeastern corner of Lee County. So for reference, here's Beans Mill, and here's Auburn, and there's Opelika. And this is nothing much more than just a summertime afternoon thunderstorm. I mean, this is not significant or severe by any means. So it's going to wake a lot of folks up, and they're going to jump in here and want to know what the world's going on in their particular location. But again, we are well below severe limits. No tornadoes anywhere. See, that's what I'm talking about. This thunder and lightning is waking folks up, and they're jumping on wanting to know if there's tornadoes or severe weather, and we don't have any. We've got some thunder and lightning and some gusty conditions and some heavy rain, but that's about it. Well, I see a couple of areas where we could have some small hail. There's one right there just north of Blanton. There's a little hail core showing up between Beans Mill and Beauregard. I don't see anything significant, Remy. If there is hail there, it's very small, probably pea-sized hail. Yeah, that's because you're seeing that lightning from such a far way off Phoenix City. I mean, you're down here and you're seeing lightning. You're seeing that lightning from about 30 miles away. Voldemort. All right, Remy, I'm going to need you to explain a little bit more than that. And I'm assuming you're talking about the T-O-R word. I won't go any further than that. Yes, Roanoke. You're good to go to bed. A heavy metal concert outside. That is. I don't think I've ever heard it weather described that way before. These are not that bad, Miss Vivian. These are well below severe limits. These are not significant severe weather thunderstorms. So it's going to be a little breezy, a little gusty, and some thunder and lightning and a little rain. But these storms are below severe limits. Yes, Woodland, you can go to bed. Oh, it's a Harry Potter reference. I got you. I'm tracking now. Thank you, JC. Yeah, I've got a pretty good bit of lightning still showing up. There's a look at Toomer's Corner. If you'll notice, we had one strong, there goes some more right there. We had one strong stroke of lightning down there just a minute ago. About 30 miles per hour, Paige. I can't tell you that, Brantley. I don't know. I don't know if this is the worst we'll see the next couple of days or not. This is one of the better chances we're going to have. But even, tomorrow afternoon into or Monday afternoon late into Monday night and Tuesday, and then again Tuesday night into Wednesday, we're going to repeat this same thing for the next couple of days at least. And it's just hard to say whether the next round will be stronger than this round. I just know that there is a possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms pretty much every afternoon this week into the overnight hours. Gotcha. Thanks, Tabitha. That's not a stupid question, Taylor. That's actually a pretty intelligent question. And yes, every bolt of lightning is at a different intensity. And there is an app. One moment, please. There's an app that's called My Lightning Tracker. My Lightning Tracker. And you can get that in either one of the app stores. And that app will show you exactly where the stroke of lightning takes place. And then if you click... Well, that didn't work. Hang on a second. If you click on the little icon, it will show you the intensity of the bolt of lightning. That was a very good question. Thank you for asking that. You can set it up so that it shows just the most recent lightning strikes, or you can set it up to show, over the last 30 minutes. You can also set it up so that it will alert you when lightning strikes within a certain distance of where you're located, and it'll follow you anywhere you go. So My Lightning Tracker is a pretty good app to have on your phone. Yes, there's a good night with Dowie. Nighty night. I understand, and I was actually watching My Lightning Tracker this afternoon up here where I live, because I'm part of public safety up here in Northeast Georgia, and so my fire guy, assistant chief, does the scheduling for on call, and he's found a way to put me on call for every single 3-day holiday weekend we have. So I'm on call this weekend. So we had a storm roll through up here earlier today, and I'm watching My Lightning Tracker to see, if we're getting any hits around structures, and we did. Thankfully, we didn't have any fire calls, but I was watching that very closely. My Lightning Tracker is a pretty cool app. Does a good job. Let's see if Remy's still kicking down here. She will, be done stroked out now because we've got a lot of storms coming through Beans Mill. Come on, give me a status check, Remy. You okay? Breathe in and out. In and out. Don't hyperventilate. Where you at, Remy? Status check. Are you okay? You're more than welcome, Miss Vivian. I'll be here with you, good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Hello, Remy. The worst of this has already moved through Beans Mill, or the part that would have the wind. You still got heavy rain. You may have a little hail, but that's about it. But I got to get a status check on Remy before I can bust out of here. Nothing for Roanoke. You just got some moderate rainfall around. Remy, you're too much. Okay. Remy, I think it's safe for you to lower the anxiety now. Let me take you back over to the radar. And all of you who have weather anxiety, I fully recognize that. That is a real thing, and I know it is. I pick at you guys, and we have fun. That's part of dealing with anxiety is, having a good time and making the best of the situation, and that's what we do here on Dr. Don's Weather. And I know that just simply being on and talking to you about what's going on in your area helps you with your anxiety, even in situations like this where we really don't have significant severe weather taking place. I get it. So there you go, Remy. Maybe a little hail just to the east of you over there around Tillery Crossroads, but you've just got heavy rain. there in Beans Mill now. And that's all you're going to have. All of the heavier, the leading edge of this and the heavier weather is shifted on off to the east of you now. Chambers County, for the most part, this is over for you. There's one little band of heavy rain up there in the extreme northeastern part of Chambers that stretches up into Randolph, right there along Highway 431. So over there on County Road 87 in eastern Randolph, some heavy rain there. Looking in Troup County, a heavy thunderstorm north of LaGrange up around Hogansville. And then you've got that gust front that's coming into LaGrange. So winds could gust 30, 40 miles per hour as this line moves through LaGrange, but nothing severe. We have nothing severe anywhere across Alabama or Georgia at this hour. Just special weather statements for the Lee County area, and that storm is moving into the eastern sections of Lee County now. And then a special weather statement for northern Harris, well, really for all of Harris, and then for Troup County over into western Meriwether County. And that's it, folks. It's we don't have anything severe out there. Well, you're mostly welcome, Remy. I pick on you, but I'm just picking at you. Yeah, I was just down there on LaGrange, but let's go look at it again right quick before we wrap things up. There you go. So there's LaGrange. And this line is moving like so. So this is moving right into LaGrange. It's the leading edge of it's out there on the west side of LaGrange now, and is about to move into downtown LaGrange, and it'll continue moving on off to the east. Again, we're looking at 35, 40 mile per hour wind gust, not sustained, but gust as this line moves into the LaGrange area. It's out there about Lee's Crossing. Lynette, the heaviest part of this is moving out of your area. Here's Lynette, and the line of storms is over here. And the heaviest part of this is inside those two lines I just drew on the screen there. So the heaviest of this has already moved through Lynette, and it's moving in this direction. So next up would be Hamilton, Pine Mountain, moving into LaGrange, and then it'll continue moving on off to the east. The special weather statement has been canceled for Chambers County. And down here in Lee County, Auburn-Opelika area, I'll continue with that theme and show you where the heaviest weather is. If you're inside those lines, that's where the heaviest weather is. And of all of it, the absolute heaviest is out here on the leading edge. That's where the gusty winds would be. And again, this is moving off to the east. So if you're down in Columbus, it hasn't made it to you yet. Smith Station moving in, coming down 280. You've seen a pretty good bit of lightning back up toward Auburn. But again, this is a special weather statement. There's nothing severe out there this morning. We are well below severe limits. Yes, that's a good night, West Point. And that's going to be a good night from Dr. Don's weather. We're out of here. So I am not going to do a primetime live because it's about time for me to do the primetime live. So your primetime forecast, it's a holiday. It's Memorial Day. So I'm not going to do a primetime forecast this morning. However, I will be monitoring the weather throughout your Memorial Day. And if we start to see that we're going to have severe weather this afternoon or tonight, then I'll come on and do a live update for you. And, of course, we'll have live coverage for you here on Dr. Don's Weather in the event that should happen. So I trust that you will all enjoy your Memorial Day Monday. Be weather aware, especially in the afternoon and into tonight, maybe even into Tuesday morning, and then again Tuesday afternoon, and again Wednesday afternoon. We've got multiple days ahead of us here where we could have strong to potentially severe thunderstorms across East Alabama and West Georgia. And we'll keep you updated. I would ask that you consider supporting us if you can. At the top of this video, you'll find multiple different ways you can support Dr. Don's Weather. One of the best things you can do is go to our Facebook page and subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather. It's 99 cents a month. That's less than $12 a year. And we get 100% of that. If I could just get half of you that are in here right now to go do that, then that would help us out tremendously. There's a ton of cost involved in all of this. So every chance you get to support us here at Dr. Don's Weather, we greatly appreciate it and hope that you will. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. I'll see you back in here later today with more updates on potential severe weather for late this afternoon and this evening. Thank you for joining us. This has been live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather.
You have been watching live severe weather coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. Coverage is made possible by The Oaks, Integrated Contractor Services, Stevens Home Furniture, N&W Locks, Venture Fence, Estate Masters, Boondocks Barbecue and Cringery, Southern Union State Community College, The Venue at 5 Points Farms, Brandy Pike Photography, the Randolph County Commission, Inlow House Lodging, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. We'll continue to watch the skies of East Alabama and West Georgia and return as soon as threatening weather approaches.